Especially with our generation, I think it's very important. And let me talk Kenya. There's something that is becoming very popular on the men's side. Like something that's referred to as like toxic masculinity. And I don't want to get into that, but there's something that's referred to as toxic masculinity, whether it's toxic or not. But we're in a world right now where there are these characters, like
that's right, I said it.
There's characters like Andrew Tate. I think you guys have heard of him. Yeah. There's characters even in Kenya. There's these male groups where people go and vent out. So for these things, men also want to understand them. When these conversations are sometimes approached from an attack angle on the males, what happens?
Nothing is going.
People shut down.
Yes.
People shut down. And we're not saying, like they're right or wrong for doing that, but we have to look at the long game. The goal is these people don't understand. We are trying to make them understand. So they have to, the conversation also has to be approached from a perspective where it's not the guy being attacked, because the average guy looking at this is thinking, and here I'm talking of just the average guy who's maybe not going to say anything, is thinking, I'm looking at this situation, there's a female senator who's come, who has a situation, another female senator calls her out and creates this this hullabaloo in the Senate, and then men are now being blamed. Do you know what this average guy is going to do? He's going to go back to his male groups. You should, one day, I want to bring you guys in discreetly in some of these male WhatsApp groups. You just see what people... You just see what people are talking... No, you just come in there silently. You just see what guys are talking about. And I'm saying this...
Is a whip.
And I'm saying this because I'm also speaking from the same way
she's looking at you.
The same way you want us
sending
to
signals.
Okay, 1 second, the same way you want us to understand things, like from the female perspective, is equally the same way in which guys on this side are looking at it. So sometimes when crafting these conversations, or even when bringing them up, it's nice, and we've had a very fruitful discussion today. I've learned so much, but sometimes we have to have that average guy in mind of what they're gonna think and craft this conversation. Even that average guy is gonna sit and say, actually, clearly there's a point, we should not be, we should let this be at the discretion of the person that it's happening to. But when the conversation starts from, an attack point of men or guys, what tends to happen, and this is coming from a guy perspective, I have so many years experience of being a guy, that's what tends to happen. Guys will shut down and they're just gonna double down on whatever they believe. So I think, this is where, and that's the reason why, especially within the Kenyan community, and maybe it's happening in other communities too, there's a lot of these debates, like men versus women, anything happens, wanaume hivi, ama wanawake weko hivi, and then at the end of the day, you don't end up finding, any meaningful resolution.